Good, excuse me. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, October 7th. Gosh, where's the month going? Anyway, market just opened and we have a get in sync setup on the YM. We have a get in sync long. At 572, it looks like. Why is everything going to repaint now? Okay, there we go. That should be in that trade, blowing through target 1, already up through target 3. The entry at 571, stop now at 588. Looks like we hit target 4. Yep, hitting target 4, but plenty of time to get in that. So that will be a one and done session on the YM this morning. Soybeans. Looks like it had a get in sync long. And I would say definitely was not able to catch that long, which is fortunate, because then we get a short that has hit money management, and so that's hit target 1 and 2 and is pushing down on target 3. Crude oil has been interesting this morning. I've got a trade marked up there, but I believe that this trade that showed up here at 4 seconds until our start time triggered in on the 9 o'clock bar, but you had this bar here that was a doji, but it came down to so just a question of maybe that was tradable, maybe not. If you got into it, it was a nice quick target 1, target 2, one and done. If not, then you pick up the short for a break even, 1 tick break even. Just missed target 1, just touched money management exactly. Then you pick up the long that stops and reverses to short at 87. And that works its way around to finally pick up a long at 77.03. This is trade number 3, so that's the end of the session, and that's a full stop out, just stopping out. The YM is off to the races. This is a home run trade on the YM. Stop now at 664 from 571 entry. The trailer is already now at 78, so we're already over 100 ticks on the trailer on the YM this morning. The pound Aussie had a get in sync long on my chart. Actually was the same. I had exactly the same entry, but my trade was a whole lot smaller than trade a day. But I was taking targets 2, 3, and 4 to trade a day's 1, 2, and 3 so far. and stopping out at 86.49. So a nice one and done on the pound Aussie. Unleaded gas. And here is the heating oil catapult chart, 20 tick range bar on NinjaTrader. And that is the 20 tick momentum bar on TradeStation. 2-position trade, targets 3 and trail. So we get a 28 tick target 3. And we had a 33 tick risk, so it wasn't quite 1-to-1, but right now the trailer is at 42.36. And the YM has stopped out, looks like at 679. Yeah, 679. So that's 108 on the trailer and 21 on that small trade. So you might have gone to target 2 with that one, 34 ticks. So 21 or 34 on the target, but the trailer was definitely the big winner there. Soybeans through all 3 targets now. Trailer at 39.50. That is counterpunch for soybeans. So unleaded, so one and done on crude if you got caught that first early trade. Otherwise, you pick up 2 stop and reverses and a full stop out, or just the 2 stop and reverses, depending on how you traded that. So that is unfortunate. Now, unleaded, on the other hand, has been a little more interesting. A little too far on the early trade, so we get the short at 903, which stops and reverses at 3091. Saves us about 3 ticks on the full stop out. That's a 36 tick loss. Just barely missed money management. And we come down for a stop and reverse at, looks like 64. That meanders about and then finally breaks down through and hits target 2. And we said 36, so down 72. And then we have 91 to 64. So that's another 27.54. So down 106. Oh, that's going to I'd already added what this makes. So 64 is our entry. I wouldn't be upset with pushing it down to 62, but it's hard to do after already making a 4 tick adjustment. But you're right above the 50 EMA. Well, that goes through target 2, which was 73 ticks with the stop and reverse adjustment. And then we come back to stop out at 27, which is another 37 ticks. So we end up with 110, and we have a plus 4 tick day. on 3 trades. So that's positive on 3 trades. Live to trade another day. We're now in a short. It was a full. Then it was a full stop out short. Stop and reverse to long. Stop it. Yeah. So we should be count ourselves fortunate to have gotten positive on trade number 3 and avoided those next 3 trades. Third trade might. Well, let's see. 1, 2. Yeah. Third trade may still be successful, but we aren't likely to be a whole lot better than where we are now. Soybean stop all the way down to 1238 now, beyond target 3. And we stopped out of our heating oil trade. Depending on what your POQ settings are, that would be POQ on the one and done plan. That would be it. With your 28 tick target, entry at 42.44, and stopping out, trailing the 14 EMA at 42.32. So 12 ticks, 40 ticks, not a huge day. If you're taking multiple trades, second trade is also a winner to target 3. For 30 ticks. And we're now at a break-even stop. And I have not turned on key level adjustments, but I think that would be wise for the heating oil chart. What's the tick size on the bean oil chart, Lynn? Is it 0.001 or 0.001? Okay, I do have stop and reverse adjustment on. No, if tick size is tick size is not going to be $1. It's going to be either 0.01 or 0.001. I think it's 0.001 if I remember right. I haven't been able to find bean oil yet on NinjaTrader. It's not crossing to I can't find a cross to it to the market. So I'm assuming that Troy is talking about soybean oil, I think, but I'm not sure. And I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it. Okay, if it's soybean oil, I did have the. If it's soybean oil, it looks like it's a 1 cent tick. Wow, it's up $1.30 this morning. Looks like from yesterday evening's open. And Globex volume is already 23,500 contracts, so that's actually even very nice. And a nice, strong heating oil for the second trade. Trailer down to 41.51 now. Trade number 6 was successful, but I would say looking at the size of the stop and reverses, it's not going to be much, if any, positive, just like we were on the first 3. So, well, oh, wait a minute. That must. I was looking. It must have been looking at. Wow. Deliverable is 60,000 pounds of soybean oil. Minimum price fluctuation is 1/100th of 1 cent. So it's the fourth digit. And yeah, that's the $6. Okay, now I know what to look for. So it's fourth digit, so it's actually 0.0022 would be your 22 tick target. Here's the contract specs for it. Prices in cents per pound. Oh, okay, it's in cents per pound. So, okay. A point then is 1 cent. And so it's probably I'd have to see the quote. But look and see how your quotes are running. If it's running with 2 decimal places, it's 0.22. If it's running with 4, it's 0.0022. Looks like it's quoted. Look at the quote. The quote is 2 decimals. So yeah, 0.01 tick, and so your range bar would be 0.22. So is that about where price is at the moment? Okay, yeah. So it's your 22 tick bar would be 0.22. And it looks like our second heating oil trade stopped out at 41.36. The alternative to the one and done, of course, is the six trades max or 4 losses, whichever comes first. Crude is done. The YM is POQ. The pound Aussie is POQ. Soybeans has stopped out. That was at 35.75, so a very nice trade on soybeans. That's a $50 a point market. Soybeans one and done. Unleaded should have been POQ on 3 trades, but done on 6 would be the other alternative to that, since you're only like 4 ticks positive this morning. Crude possibly one and done if you caught that initial get in sync trade. Otherwise, you had 2 stop and reverses and a full stop out, which did not make for a good 9 a.m. session. So it looks like based on that, then the NinjaTrader equivalent of the bean oil chart is the soybean oil, which I believe is going to be ZL, based on what the CME symbol is. I'll have to check that. But quick morning. Long trade did not set up. Here's another short trade on heating oil that just triggered in. Entry at 4084. and a 1 tick break even on that trade. So that is about all there is already. Now, one other thing to take a look at is the ES 5-minute chart, or micro ES anyway. Looks like we have a long trade that has just triggered in. Okay, that actually wouldn't be tracked because it hit, but it was hit both the stop and entry. It wouldn't be tracked, but it actually would be a valid trade because it hit the entry after it hit the stop. And looks like it just hit target 1. Five and a half points to target 1. 44.12.50. And that's exactly what it did hit. Possibly not filled. Usually have to trade through on the ES or micro ES. And now trading through. And the YM on another up move, pushing through new session highs and trying to get back to 34.7. Good morning, MJ. Long time. I started to say, if you're coming in late this morning, you've missed it because everything has gone POQ or through its trades except for actually the micro ES has hit POQ levels. So this will be a POQ trade for the 8:35 Eastern or 8:35 Central session. Heating oil with 3 winners. Two strong winners and a third break even. Yeah, I'm in kind of sort of eating along as I go and didn't get it started early this morning, so I didn't finish my breakfast before I started the room. Whether the calculator is tracking this micro ES catapult trade or not, that is a valid trade because it obviously hit the stop before it hit the entry. All right, questions, folks? Looks like just 3 with me so far right now this morning. Okay, there is actually it looks like we had a stop and reverse at the heating oil, stop on the long for trade 4, into trade 5, hitting target 1, so our looks like our stop is going to be 40.62. All right, hitting target 3, so that's 3 target 3s out of 5 trades. Four winners and one loss. On the heating oil chart. It's been kind of a busy week, MJ, so I'll look for it, but I'm not sure. I may not see it until get a chance to do anything with it till tomorrow morning. Playing catch up from travel and getting over a flu. Fortunately, my flu wasn't too bad. My wife had it pretty bad for a little over a week. And then shared it. Most likely we picked that up going through airports or on the flight. So I forget where you're located, MJ. My wife and I were through Seattle first well, actually a couple of days before, or a couple of days before the end of August, and then again September 15th. So we did a 15-day Alaska cruise from Juneau down to Seattle. Yeah, we weren't there long. We flew into Seattle on a Monday night. Uh, and then flew Seattle to Juneau on Tuesday. Yeah, that was our 25th anniversary celebration. Postponed a year. We had planned on doing that one last year. All right, heating oil beginning to trade down on trade number 5. It was a wonderful cruise. The weather was probably a little bit better than we might expect for a temperate rainforest. Uh, It wasn't. We had done an Alaska cruise for our 10th anniversary and just absolutely lucked out on that one. Had just gorgeous weather. But the weather on this one, while it wasn't bad, the temps were really comfortable. In we Temps were running highs in the 60s, lows in the 50s. I think we may have gotten down in the high 40s one day, one morning. But we had a few sunny days and a little bit of light rain, but not really anything really heavy to get you soaked. So I can't really complain about the weather. Beautiful scenery and some amazing wildlife. I got some really nice pictures of a bear uh, f- feeding in a river. And then I got a chance to do a sea kayak excursion. Got to see some humpbacks bubble feeding. Had a pair of humpbacks bubble feeding, 200 or 300 yards away from the kayak. So that was amazing. All right, target 4 reached on heating oil. Target 3 on the micro ES and pushing toward target 4. And coming back on the 15th, we got in, got into port like 7 or 8 Tuesday night, and we had an 11:05 flight Wednesday. So it took they did a motor coach from the boat to the airport. So that was an easy transfer, and then we were home by evening on the 15th. All right. Oh, I totally skipped the 10 a.m. crude session. So that's a possible get in sync short. And looks like a full stop out on the get in sync short, because it would have triggered in. $24 tick stop, so down 48 to start the 10 a.m. session. Triggering into the long, and that's where we are now. Looks like the energies are just kind of moving sideways, not any particular, although heating oil is coming down. 40.46 for the trailer. And now 40.43. $44.06 would be the current stop. Actually, no, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be 44.07.25. So far, it's still just a 1 tick. All right. Looks like the short stopped out on heating oil. At 4:04.3, and now trade number 6, last trade of the session, and hitting money management. So this is going to be no worse than a break even. 5 out of 6 winning trades this morning. And crude blowing up through targets 1 and 2. That's pushing heating oil up. Okay, we lost 48 on the first trade. We pick up 14 and 23 for 37, so we're down 11 now, going into looking for a third trade, assuming trading targets 1 and 2 on crude. And there's target 3 on heating oil, so 4 of our 6 trades getting to the scalp target. Stop now at 40.82 through target 4. So looking like target 4 was quite useful today as well. This trading target 4 would have done very well with that. $41.04 for the stop. All right, stop on the micro ES at 44.0750, starting to trail the 14 EMA. $41.29 up to now $41.42 on heating oil. $41.54 for the heating oil stop. Four winners on the short side, and now getting a long side winner. Catching the reversal. Looks like close of this bar will come up on the micro ES. Trailing stop will come up to 44.09. It looks like. $41.99 for heating oil. How big a 4071 to 41.99, 128 ticks so far at $4.20 a tick. Should be back to a regular schedule next week. Troy in on Monday and Wednesday, and I'll be in on Tuesday and Thursday. Uh-oh. Okay, looks like it's settling back down. $42.09. Heating oil stop. And we did come up to 44.09 for the micro ES. Still working to try to get. Actually, we did hit target 4 at 21.50, it looks like. Yep. So hitting all 4 targets. Crude stopping out at 77.49. So that is a 77-cent trailer. If you're using a trailer, that was a beautiful one. $770 per contract on the trailer. If you're not using the trailer, you're looking for the short trade. I would wait for a test of it at least the balance line, if not the high, after that kind of upward move, before taking that short just above the 20 SMA. 42.19 for heating oil. and stopping out at 42.29, 42.28, excuse me, on heating oil. And we did test the balance line, so this one is at your discretion, but it is a valid trade, trading just fixed positions. If you weren't trading the trailer, 77.43. So heating oil is done. Micro ES stop at 44 at 10.25. Okay, this is more like the test I'm looking for. At least getting halfway to that session high. And the 20 SMA has moved well above the entry. So now I think would be willing to take the entry, at least for me. Heating oil with another long trade, but we've had our 6 trades. Not much going on now. just this last crude trade for the 10 a.m. session. Unless there are questions this morning, looks like we're down to three or four, and we're an hour in, and the short trade just stopped out. So I would have avoided that one, but if by the rules of the trade plan strictly, that would have been a valid trade, and therefore would have been a full loss and the end of the session. So we will call it a morning there, I believe, unless I see questions come in. And we will see everybody tomorrow. Actually, no, we won't see everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see everybody in the room on Monday. Have a good one. And it doesn't seem like it should be the end of the week, but this was an oddly scheduled week. And I still haven't gotten back in the regular swing of the schedule since getting back from Alaska. Once again, everybody have a good weekend. See you on Monday.